In the early 17th century, European settlers arrived on the shores of Manhattan. They came with dreams of a new life and opportunities, bringing with them their rich cultural heritage and architectural styles. These early Dutch settlers established New Amsterdam, a bustling hub of trade and culture. They laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most iconic cities in the world. They brought their architectural traditions with them. Buildings were practical, using materials readily available. The architecture was simple yet functional, reflecting the settlers' need for efficiency and durability in their new environment. One example is the Wyckoff House in Brooklyn. This house dates back to 1652. It stands as a testament to the early Dutch influence on the city's architecture. It is one of the oldest buildings in New York City. The Wyckoff House has been preserved to showcase the early colonial lifestyle and building techniques. The Wyckoff House shows us the simple, sturdy style of the time. Its design is a window into the past, offering insights into the daily lives of the early settlers. It featured a gambrel roof and Dutch doors. These architectural elements were not just aesthetic choices, but practical solutions suited to the climate and available resources. These elements were common in early New York. They became defining features of the region's architectural identity. These early structures were more than just homes. They were symbols of a new society taking root. They represented the hopes and aspirations of the settlers. The Dutch influence laid the foundation for the city's architectural future. Today, traces of this influence can still be seen in some of New York's oldest buildings and neighborhoods, reminding us of the city's rich and diverse history. In 1664, the English took control of New Amsterdam, a bustling Dutch settlement on the tip of Manhattan Island. This marked a significant turning point in the history of the city. They renamed it New York in honor of the Duke of York, who later became King James II of England. This change brought a new wave of architectural influences, blending English styles with the existing Dutch structures. English styles like Georgian became popular, characterized by their symmetry and classic proportions. Buildings became more ornate and symmetrical, reflecting the tastes and influences of the English settlers. They featured elaborate doorways and elegant windows, often adorned with intricate carvings and decorative elements. St. Paul's Chapel in Manhattan is a great example of this architectural shift. This chapel was built in 1766 during the height of the Georgian architectural period. It shows the grandeur of Georgian design with its balanced proportions and elegant details. Its tall spire and balanced proportions reflected the changing tastes of the city as it evolved under English influence. As New York grew in importance, so did its architectural ambitions, leading to more sophisticated and grand designs. The English period brought an air of sophistication to New York streets, with elegant buildings lining the avenues. It set the stage for the grand designs of the young nation, influencing the architectural landscape for generations to come. The birth of the United States ushered in a new architectural era, one that sought to blend the new with the old. The young nation sought to establish its identity, not just politically, but also through its architecture. Architects turned to the classical styles of ancient Greece and Rome for inspiration, believing these styles embodied the ideals of democracy and strength. This period, known as the Federal and Greek Revival, is characterized by its use of columns, domes, and symmetrical designs, which were seen as symbols of order and stability. Federal Hall, for instance, stands as a testament to this era, with its grand columns and imposing facade. This building, where George Washington was inaugurated, embodies the spirit of democracy and the aspirations of a new nation. Its design, inspired by ancient Roman temples, symbolized strength and stability, qualities that the young republic wanted to project. Another example is Gracie Mansion, the official residence of the mayor of New York City, which also reflects this architectural trend. This elegant mansion, with its ionic columns and graceful facade, showcased the refined taste and aspirations of the young republic. These buildings served as powerful symbols of the new nation's aspirations, representing a bridge between the ancient and the modern. They reflected a deep admiration for classical ideals of democracy and order, ideals that continue to influence American architecture to this day.